Our city's brand new cargo port is taking shape, and today we're turning it into the beating heart of our city's economy. We'll be adding 3 enormous new factories, expanding our rail infrastructure, digging into the city's production chains, and creating the supply that's needed for all of those. But more industry means more jobs, more workers, and of course, thousands of new homes for them to live in. We're going to build it all. So if you're ready, grab a cup of tea, sit back and relax as we transform our city into an industrial powerhouse and dive into Biscuit Bay. So I think we'll start over here by the port and work in some of those new items we've got. And one of them is I think it's called the intermodal train. Let's just have a look. Let's click on the port gate here. Yeah, this one, intermodal train terminal. Now, you'll notice that there is an area of effect that you're allowed to place items in the port. So things over here aren't going to work unless I put Anarchy on. So I'll probably be doing that. But I would like it actually here. And I'm thinking right up against the port. So if I go like that and just place it in, that will work for me. And then we've got these 2 lines here that head into our cargo transfer station, which then takes our cargo in and out the city, all over the place, around the city if needed. And the further out we expand, this will then connect to other parts of the city as well. But I think this will be a good way of bringing it in and out. Now we have these 2 lines that we've got here. I'm thinking of changing this. There is a bit of a hill here, but I'm wondering whether is there going to be enough room to get underground and then connect up to these 2? I'm thinking no, but let's give it a go. So train, I always chuck it on the vanilla one, so we just get the vanilla double train track. Let's connect that up. And if we go down, let's see what happens. I'm going to turn Anarchy off as well and just see if that, if it works. Oh, that is like, yes, that's underground, that's Anarchy off, that is straight, that is fantastic. And then we could get to the other side of the road there. And now we are well within connecting up with these. And I'm thinking instead of bringing these above ground, we're going to keep them underground and join them up. So let's do that. Let's pick the rail line. Come on, I wanted to hook into this one. There we go. So we're going to take that one to there. And then this one, we're going to curve that into there. And that connects the 2 together. Fantastic. That is very, very good. And then we can add a cargo route from one to the other to help us out. So that's this one here. And I think we're just going to go with one train. Ooh, that was a little bit loud, wasn't it? And if we just come in the end here, I think this has got the least amount on. So we'll just do that, because obviously it's going to have to wait. And complete route. There we go. We can sort the naming of that out once we have a name for this area. I'm thinking we're going to be a little bit short on trains. And once that's run a little bit, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, I think we're okay at the moment. Let's just jump into the transit overview, go to our cargo. And right down the end here is train line 6. There we go. Let's just adjust the colour for that a little bit. There we go. And we're going to call that one... Oh, yeah, I am definitely changing this. So for this one, I've got forestry, ore, and agriculture, and we've just got the European model for the cargo train. So we're not going to get some 20 carriage long train, and that should just buffer backwards and forwards. I'm wondering if this is the one here going out, and it's going to reverse and come back. No, it's a different one. So when that gets going anyway, it's going to ferry the stuff backwards and forwards. We'll check in on that a little bit later. There's something else I want to just check with my cargo route. So I'm going to toggle everything off, and in the cargo tab, we'll toggle that tab on. So we've got some routes that might be taking some funky ways around. So we're going to just double check these one at a time. So that one's fine going out over here. Oh, that was the problem, wasn't it? There's no connection from this rail at the top to the rail that comes around the bottom here. So it goes out the back and around. And actually, that is not too bad. Kettlewick's fine. Secunda Beach, Tasmania. Zeeburgh has adjusted itself. Excellent. Because before, that route was going up around the back and jumping around. Well, that's okay. Oh, that's just our ship lines. We've got our train line 6. I'm going to just rename this one. So cargo, port to city, just to remind us later. Okay, that's fine. So we'll leave all of those as they are. Actually, now I'm thinking about that. Let's toggle that tab off. I'm thinking it's maybe one of these. Actually, they look fine as well. Cool. Okay. So that's got that set up. But then we've got some other items that want to get into the port as well. Now, once we hit what do we need next for some of these? Like 10 million, 30 million, you know, eventually we're going to hit that. So that's fine. But under our unique buildings, there are some port-related items. So we've got the Seafarer Shipyards, which I've been looking at. If we just sort of hover that over the side here. So that's the way it's going to face, angled part at the front. And I want to see if we can sort of integrate that into what we've got going on here without it being a huge problem. I'm wondering whether... There we go, look. We are short of vehicle. All right, we'll come back to that in a sec. Whether we could have that over here and maybe delete one of these areas. That might just work. So let's just see how we go. If I delete the side of that, it is going to stay reasonably flat, which is good. We haven't got Anarchy on, so that's okay. How far back will that go? So it'll actually hang over quite away. So what we could do is pop a little road in here, which I think will help to get it lined up. So we're going to go via the port tab, scroll to the end, and we've got our 2-lane port gate road, 3-lane, 2-lane port road. Let's just get that up to road height. There we go. And I think if we just go like this and just sort of do something like that, we should be able to butt up against there. We can, but we can't place it. We can place it. Excellent. Let's just pick of that road, because we're going to just bring that out this side. And then I think what we're going to do is do a little bit of... I'm going to bring that in here. Can I centralize that? There we go. Just adding a bit of interest to the shapes. Very good, very good. So obviously we've got to do a bit of work on the land. Although I quite like the way that sticks out like that into the land. What we could do is take this back a little bit and see how it looks. Let's give that a go. I mean, we could sort of terraform that rather than making it have a key road connection around there or something. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that, but I'll leave that for now. We'll come back and work on that. But this has 19 employees. Okay, I was expecting a lot more. We've got a company in there manufacturing metals and plastics, producing vehicles, which are obviously going to be boats because it's the Seafarers Shipyard. And hopefully they're going to keep making money, and they're already storing the items they want. So they are going to be bringing in some of the items from the outside, maybe through our cargo over here, bringing it in maybe via train. So we'll start seeing more traffic over this way. Let me just work on just decorating this front a little bit. Okay, I think that'll just do for now, so we can see that it'll actually fit in there. Just a quick aside, we have a little bit of a death wave going on here. Well, we have a waiting for a hearse wave going on here. Is that like a wave? Anyway, dive into our death care, this one here. So healthcare is covered, cemetery availability is covered, but we don't have a crematorium, and I think these are probably filling up. Yeah, they're overfilling. So let's just pop what we need in here. Oh, we don't have crematoriums unlocked. Okay, well, we can sort that. So let's dive into here, unlock some crematoriums. Excellent. We've got the Netherlands one, which could be quite good. That's a cemetery, isn't it? Yeah, let's find a spot for that. Yeah, I'm thinking over here, maybe utilising a little bit of this land here. Perhaps we could just make this look a little bit like this. We'll go with that for now, and then we can just pop that here up against the road. We can change the rest of this if we need to later, and this does have an upgrade as well with an additional car park, which should give us another 10 hearses. But what we're looking for here is this processing. So we want the bodies to be brought over here to be processed and to empty out. So hopefully, with the 18 vehicles we've got already, that'll take care of the need for hearses, and then that will slowly, there we go, that is a facility full sign, that will slowly empty out our cemeteries, so that should be taken care of. Now we're starting to build up the port and add some larger buildings. The next one I want to put in is the fuel plant. We'll come to that in a moment. We just got to be careful with our electricity and water use. Now, for those that haven't seen it, our electricity, we do have just these two. wind turbines over here, but we are importing electricity, so that's how we're managing to keep the city going. That will change very soon, but our water and sewage, our water availability, we're basically doing it with a few water towers, and we're struggling with that. We're not trading any. We have a lot of sewage which we're dealing with, so I am thinking of making use of some of this groundwater that we've got around, and as long as it's not being polluted, that would be a good idea. Now, there's a huge amount over here by Asda, honest, and our refurbished train depot. So maybe we could do something with that. Let's just see how large the building is. So let's just close that so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, groundwater pumping station, not too large. Could we slip that in down the side here? So it's going to have to be up here near the highway, and I'm just wondering if we just sort of went like that and slotted that in, and then maybe we could just take a small alley, run that alongside the building here. Just bring that in like so. That should connect up nicely, and then if we keep an eye on our water availability has gone right up. Excellent, and no chance of pollution, and it's got access to all of this. Fantastic. While we're over here, we've got a little bit of a traffic issue. The cars coming down here because lots are coming in and out of Asda, honest. Maybe we could just add a little 3-lane symmetrical road in here like so, just to help people move along. Well, it hasn't really helped because it stuck a traffic light in. That's going to go. And also the lane connector tool. We're going to change this to do what we want. That's going to be the problem. If I take away the straight on, it's going to stop the tram working. So that didn't work at all. Well, anybody coming down here wants to turn left, gets a dedicated lane. Everybody else that wants to go straight on is stuck behind the people going straight to going right. I think that's going to be one of those things we're just going to walk away from and just don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. No, we're fine. Shh, 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 shh. Right, so back over here, I've got the fuel plants that I'd like to drop in as well. We're going to try and get as many jobs into this area as we can. And I think we're going to continue to build out this one over here. And I would like that to sort of back up against here. So let's just add in a few roads and things and see what we can do with this area. Actually, we could just pop that right up against the corner there. I think that would look good. And then maybe just a couple of small roads down here. And I tell you why. Because that was an autosave. Let's have a quick sip of tea. If we come back to our main port gate over here, I believe we've got some storage options which would fit with the fact that this is a fuel plant. Am I going blind? Small tank farm. I am not going blind. Yeah, they're teeny and tiny though. Oh man, I'd love some larger tank farms, but we've got to get 20 million and 40 million. Oh my goodness. What actual items is this bringing in? So requires grain to produce the petrochemicals. Okay, that's a little bit different. Yeah, I think we're going to go for the small cargo warehouse. I know grain is going to be in silos, but yeah, I'm going to pop that there. And then maybe we can get a couple of silos in here as well. Let's just jump into this and type in silo and we get nothing. Nothing at all. But of course, if I clear my filters, then we do get all sorts of different silos. So we could add in some of these here too, just to decorate this out a bit. That looks like it's going to be far too big for over there. To be honest with you, I'm not going to go too huge on that because we've got a lot of silos and things in the fuel plant, but we will come back and do a little bit of decoration. But that again is giving us some more jobs because as we look at the entirety of the city, oh, there we go, little mini hearse wave has gone, excellent. Our jobs aren't too bad. So the homeless rate, so we need more homes. So we've got 306 homeless. Unemployment is 8.5%, so we could do with some more jobs, but there are jobs available, to be honest. So I don't know why they're not taking them so much, but maybe it's to do with the distance to travel and that sort of thing. So having some jobs this side of the city could be helpful. I do want to increase the amount of vehicles we've got because every time a vehicle goes in to have maintenance in our compact rail yard, one line or another comes up with the no vehicle problem. So let's extend it over here. I'm just wondering whether we go full on rail yard, get an extra 10 vehicles in there and make use of this piece of land here. I'm just looking at the heights of the land we've got. We could push this dirt back a bit. We could give access to this line here, which would be, I don't know whether that's a bit of a bottleneck for all 10 vehicles to go through to, and then bring it out to the back here. Let's just give that a try and just see what that looks like. And we can always adjust things a little bit later as well if needed. Okay, so there is a bit of a difference in height here, which we can work on. Yeah, we sort of bring that through to there. That's not too bad. And then do we want to add on to the back of the port? It suddenly makes the entrance and the exit to the railway line part of the port, which would be along here. And I don't know whether that's a huge problem, to be honest, but I do think I want to keep it separate and drop it back a bit like here and do something like that. Be honest, I think that makes more sense to me, keeping it separate from the port, and we can definitely give access over here. I don't think these lines are going to go out the back. They're all going to connect through the front here. Let's see what we can do. So that's the access in and out. And then we're going to connect all of this up to, at the moment, this one line here. We could have another one come down the side as an extra line. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Let's pick no, let's not pick that. Let's go into here and grab just the the normal, I should say, double train track. Run that alongside. Whoops, thought I had that on straight mode. We can hook that up into here. So that I don't mind as a little bypass. Let's make a little bit more space in this section. And then what we can do is pick this one, and that is going to come out and line up with that. And hopefully, if we do this, then this small one, if we go back to here, which is that one, can go straight in. 180 degrees. Let's just put it on straight. There we go. So those two are going to line up like that. And then this one is going to come through here. There we go. And then we've got our connection to all of these. So let's just work on this for a minute. So what have we got? We've got a double and 2 singles. Let's get the double connected up first of all. Picker, go. Come on. 180 degrees. You can do it. Ah! Thought I was on bendy mode. It's like I get it, and then it's a slight move. There we go. Got it. Right. Yeah. So that's going to come in there. I'm going to do it from the other direction after all of that. Excellent. Now that is not too bad at all, is it? And now we can take the smaller ones and we can just sort of merge these in wherever feels like normal. And that doesn't look too bad, actually. That look, I mean, I'll ignore the landscape. And then they can go bypass and they can come out there. And that has added a whole load of vehicles on. You're complaining out the back here, which is not necessary. So if we just get these and just go like that, there we go. And we'll get that one, I'll go like that. There we go. So that should all give access with all the trains out the front, whenever they're needed. Yeah, one vehicle is en route. Brilliant. And if we need to add extra tracks, we can. They just be on the same footprint. And if we need to add a maintenance hall so they get maintained quicker, we're going to do that. Absolutely, definitely. Now, what is going on over here? This is looking a bit weird. Is there something going on underground? Oh, there is. Okay, I'm just going to fix that off camera. Okay, a little bit of terraforming and a few trees later. This area is getting better and better. We've got some reach stackers going around down here and some other vehicles, which is good. We're seeing some action, which is what we want. Are these filling up? Traded resources 25. Not at the moment. Okay, I guess they will get there. Right, what else do we need to... Oh, what's that going on down there? Traffic accident. Okay, you'll have to deal with that yourself. Now, there's another very industrial looking building I like to add over here, which is the chemical plant. And as you can see, we've met the milestone one tiny village, but we need 8,000 cells of industrial manufacturing buildings to help us to unlock this. Now, I don't want to just randomly zone a load of those in, but there could be a reason for zoning some of those in. So we're going to make use of some of the items in the info menus to help us to make a good decision. So if we open the info views, there's a couple of ones here. I don't use that often. So building level is a good one to look at because it will give you these little symbols down here if we zoom in, which will show you when a building is in the midst of leveling up. And let's find, I know those buildings are empty. So is there any over here? Here we go. Excellent. So these buildings are waiting to level up. I'm assuming that there's people living in here. Yep, there's 2 residents. And we can click on there and see the building is in the midst of leveling up. Now, hopefully, there'll be some resources on the way. It says the building is waiting for the resource delivery to level up. And over here, there we go. I've just paused. We have a couple of trucks. And this little blue symbol over the top are semi-trucks that are taking resources to somewhere to level up. So this is where they've come from, and they're going to this one. So let's find where that house is. It is literally right there. What about this one? Where's that one going? That's probably somewhere a little bit different. Yeah, all the way over there. Okay. Well, let's watch the first one then. Where is he? So we're going to go to this house around here, wasn't it? Amity Street. So as the goods come around the corner, when he gets there, I don't know why they're turning around. There we go. Yes, and then the house will level up. And then we've got the other one going over here. So let's just come out of that view and watch when he gets there. I can't remember where he was going. Let's just find out. 64 Barlow Street. Boink! Over there, the corner house. He's going to come down here, deliver the goods, and the house will level up. And they'll change how the model looks if they've gone to a level where there is actually a new model. But anyway, you saw how that works on the other one. So that is one that's quite good at looking at. So we can see... The whole reason for looking at this, there's a lot of houses that are waiting to level up. And what are the goods that they take around to help them level up? Well, we can see if we click on here, we've got timber. Let's click on this one, they've got timber. Click on this one, they've got timber. Click on that one, they've got timber. It seems like timber is basically the goods that everybody needs. And I know it should be timber and stone, hence the reason way back at the start of Biscuit Bay, we set up this little grinder rock stone mine, and we've since added another one. But wood and stone is great, and I think the further they get up the levels, it's the more and more timber. So let's double check. How is our production of timber going? Let's scroll all the way to the top, have a look at our timber. So our timber here is coming from the forestry, that's the blue. Over here, it shows you what's happening to it. So this yellow one up here is being processed, that's the symbol, into timber. We can see up there, timber. The rest of it is just being sold. So that might be that we don't need all of this, or it could be that we need more industry. And the way the game works is you zone industry, it will put in what the game needs with a healthy dose of randomization as well. If we look at stone, we can see we've got a big deficit of stone. So this is what we're making. A lot of it's going through industry and being turned into minerals, and a whole load of it is going into industry and being turned into concrete, which is used in the upgrades as well. That's what I meant by stone. I meant the processed version of concrete. A lot of that's being bought from the outside. So we might find that as we pop in some industry, we're going to get some forestry and concrete related buildings. So that's making me think, could we zone those in areas where that would help? So we've got a concrete building over here. We've got a little bit of space. Could we just get some industry in here, which may get zoned as concrete buildings? We'll see. I've just given us some zonable space there. I didn't realise it was going to connect over here, so I won't connect to that section. And then we might just run another little road that doesn't connect to the parking there. That'll be good. Could we connect that to the parking? I don't want trucks going through it, so we're not going to do that. And then I think we're just going to straight up zone some industrial manufacturing. So let's pop a few different size buildings here and just see what we get once they grow in. Right, they're starting to pop in. What do we got? We've got timber manufacturing. Excellent. So they're taking timber and producing furniture. It's actually not quite what we want, but we'll go with that. Ah, this one is taking wood and turning it into timber. Exactly what we want. Vegetables and beverages. And the other one hasn't zoned in. Oh, I know why that is. That's because this zoning is coming from that road there. What we're going to do is just run a road at the back here. Want to add a little bit more zoning in here. There we go. Oh, it ended up zoned on the main road. Never mind. Oh, and even though the building hasn't finished building yet, we can see that they're going to be a grain building. So I think we're going to find a few little spots, add in some industrial zoning, let the game pick who it picks for businesses, and hopefully then we can hit the requirement for the chemical plant. Oh, before I forget, the other info view up the left here was the company profitability, which is very worth looking at. So we've got a couple of red buildings. Oh, that just turned green, so it just got what it needed. Let's fly over here and just take a look at these ones. So we've got a couple down here that are not very happy. If we click on those, we can see they need food, they sell lodging. So these are hotels, aren't they? Low density business, yeah. And I'm guessing that one's probably the same. So there's a bit of a problem getting food in here. We can see the breakdown of the costs under here, and they're just losing money, but they have 0 resources. So food seems to be a bit of an issue for them. We just check out our production on food. So we'll go down to the processed goods. Here we go. I think this is the food, isn't it? Yeah, it says at the top there. So we are producing food from fish, from carrots, from grain. I mean, some of it's going to consumers, some of it is going to retail and to lodging, some of it's just being sold. So we're actually producing enough. There is no deficit. I think it's just the fact that it's just so far away. It's taken a long time to get here from those areas. So it might just be they need to be a little bit patient. The other building that showed up as red, if we go back to this one here, was our large, I can't pronounce that, cocoon tower. Yeah, cocoon tower. So we click into that one and see what's going on. Well, the students and the dropout rate doesn't matter because we haven't upgraded it yet. But they require electronics and they produce software. They're not making any money. So again, if we jump into here, I think this is the one. There we go. Electronics. We are making no electronics at all. Why? Because we don't have any minerals, we don't have the plastics, and we're importing basically all of that. The minerals up here comes from processing stone, so we need to have more industry to help us with that, which we can do because we're actually selling some of our stone. So if we put more industry, eventually we'll get some of that. And the other one was the plastics, which comes from petrochemicals. We are doing nothing with oil at all. So again, that's going to be very expensive, slow to come in, costly to manufacture, which basically means that this business at the end is not making any money. While I am here, I have noticed they've got an underground parking garage that can add, I think it's, where is it? I'm just trying to read that. 160 parking spaces. I knew it was there somewhere. We're going to add that on under this building. Boink. There we go. Everybody is happy. And that might stop all these people trying to find a parking space. They can go in there instead. Oh man, the rain is so terrible in Biscuit Bay this winter, but we are getting closer to our target. So if we pop in, oh, there we go, pop in here, 7,597 tiles out of 8,000. It doesn't count ones that are zoned but haven't been built in. So I've got some down here, so we'll wait until they zone in. But as I always tell you, if you're trying to do a certain zone in your city and you're not getting anything built, there's no need, because you need to fill the other demands first of all. Then you'll find that the missing demand will come back. We need some people. We're getting lots of messages. Here's some examples over here. Lack of labour, we've got a few there, we've got a few over here as well. So I was going to pick out a couple of spots down here where we could put some high-rise buildings that would really sort of fit with the area. And I think this little spot here would be good. Some cheaper housing. Yes, it's by the railway line. That is absolutely fine. That was an autosave. I do fancy another quick sip of tea. And the buildings I'm thinking of going to use in here are these ones. These are the residential buildings from the Netherlands pack. We've got the medium items selected there, level 1, and there's a whole load of buildings that really do fit in nicely. Now, of course, you can plop them, you can zone them, but I'm just going to set out a nice little area in here that we're going to build on. I'm just looking at this piece of land. It does need a flat piece of, does need to be, blah, 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 blah. I am trying to use English words. The land does need to be pretty flat for this to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, that actually works out quite well. Running along the railway line there. We're going to take this all down to the same height as this road near to me. We'll leave that build up of land right there. That is fine. And then how are we going to do this? I'm thinking of running them literally along there like that with like a park and parking area in the middle, and it's going to come off of this roundabout here. Let's just see what we can work out. Are we going to do it off of alleys, or we've got another little road we could use down here? Let's try this one, the EU very small road. To start off with, we're going to have a 3-lane asymmetrical road coming into that. In fact, if I draw it outwards like so, and then we'll turn that around. Let's just slope that. I'm going to use the Move It mods, and we're going to grab in here these. So let's just manipulate that a little bit with our eyeballs and get it so it looks okay. That looks much, much better. Thank you kindly. We'll turn that off, and then we'll grab this road here. It's made with Road Build. It's one I've used a few times before. And I think if we just sort of get up nice and close here. Oh, a car in the way, and do something like that. We're going to get rid of that one, and we might even just carry it in long up the side here. So I'm going to pick at that, and we're going to go this way, and I want them zoned facing outwards like this. And we could actually just zone them in, I think, if we narrow that down to the Netherlands pack. Yes, and it is this one here, the Netherlands medium density housing. So hopefully, if we just sort of, I'm going to pause, do that and do that. That's 4 deep, 4 deep. That should work well. And then we let that run a minute and just see what we get in here. Oh, and here we go. Now, these are actually a little bit smaller than I thought. We don't have some houses here, but that could actually work out to our advantage. So we are going to pick at this road. And I think what we're going to do is, I'd like to get that in the middle of those two. Can I turn that off and do so? No. One of these. No, it's jumping, it's jumping. I'm going to work my way along. Is it this one? There we go, that's the one. If we go like that, and then get it to 90 degrees. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we're going to go up there, like so. Oh, the sound is clipping in and out. Don't know what's happening there. We'll grab these back on again, and then come out the back here. Have I got anarchy on? Am I over the top of the houses? No. And we could get another row in there. I know there's some gaps there, but that is absolutely fine. Let us zone some more in here. And we'll go for... We're going to pause that. Ah, we're not going to get any there, are we? Let's just go like that. Get some more in. There we go. And we'll see what these ones look like. So as these are growing in, what I'm thinking is we need some parking. I don't think this road's got parking on, because we would see people down here parking already. Let's get rid of that. Could we just add some parking? Oh, do you know what? We could just change this road out for a parking road of some description. Oh, there goes the sound again. If we go for... I want one that's going to go in both directions. Let's go for this. Would that fit in? It would, I think, if I just sort of anarchy that in. We're overlapping the garden. Okay. Let's see. Let's take this one here and add a node right there. Is it going to let me just upgrade that bit? It is! Excellent. There we go. That fits in perfectly. And then we could even draw one up the back here. Let's take that. And that would take care of another load of parking around here. And then what we could do is shift these buildings over a bit. I'm just thinking about another corner building. If we did this, let's just pause the game so it doesn't do any hawky-balkiness while we're doing it. I'm going to grab that corner one, pop that in here, but I want it right up against there, like the other ones are going to be. Well, they're not really, are they? Let's just use move it, and we'll go back, and then we'll grab those two, shiftify those up. Oh, we're going to get that. We're going to hold control. We're going to get it perfect. There we go. Look at that. And then we could even have some more along here. I'm liking the look of this little area here, and I am wondering whether... I don't think we're going to put any here. We're going to have these looking out, but we are definitely give them access to some parks and such. Oh, this dog park will fit in there perfectly. And I think a small playground will have it down here as well. And then just with a little bit of screening with some trees, I think that'll sort it out for us. So I've just popped a little district over the top called Heather Junction. Let me know if you've got any other ideas of a name for this. I also need a name for the port. I'll go back and check some of the comments of the last video, but yeah, definitely get that in the comments below. So we've got in here 350 odd residents. That will grow a little bit as well. We could definitely have some more cheaper housing, I think, around here. And I'm looking at this little spot here for just a couple of high-rise buildings that are overlooking the farming area, right by the railway line. Yeah, just something a little bit cheaper. Let's see what we can find. So I'm just looking at the Chinese buildings. We've got level 1 Chinese buildings, low rent, high, and we've got some interesting blocks of flats here that I really like. So I think we're going to do a little something with this that sort of fits in with this area. I mean, these are going to be a little bit overlooked, but I don't think there's too much we can do about that. But let's just see what we can work out. Right, let's put a little district over the top of this. We obviously already have districts here, but if you put your Anarchy mod on, you can put another one over the top. So let's do that. Yeah, I want to get that straight. Straight. There we go. Excellent. So Heather Springs. What do we have in here? There we go. So residents 781 and 11 dogs as well. So they'll be very glad of the dog park that we've added over there for them. Oh, I'm liking that little area. I'm liking that little area. Let's maybe find another one that we could build up. Oh, I do actually quite like that one. Those Chinese buildings look fantastic. All right. Oh, while I'm looking for a new area, just check the homeless rate. It has dropped down to 0.5%. Unemployment has dropped down as well. That is absolutely fantastic. Oh, another quick side note. They have chopped all the trees down and they have replanted them all in the rows that I put them in. Oh, this makes me so happy. Okay, so we're going to go for this little corner over here, and I'm thinking of switching up to an entirely different building. I love these French residential buildings. These are going to be a bit big, but these ones, I think these would be perfect. I wish there was one of these, but the other way around. But I think we could probably do some things. I don't really want it off the main road, or do I? This is like a secondary main road, isn't it? So we probably could get away with it. But I'm thinking about just taking this little section here, and I wouldn't want it off of this main road. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Oh, now I like that as well. They fit in really well together. I've added an elementary school here because I know we're woefully lacking on elementary schools. That'll be something we have a look at another time. I'm just going to put Anarchy on as we move this down to over here. And then we're going to add another zone on top of this one. We'll just take it to there for no reason at all. Birdsong Crofts, love it. 1,409. Yeah, these are really high density buildings, aren't they? Whoa, autosave. Oh man, we've added some people. What are we up to? Nearly 23,000. That is absolutely brilliant. Oh man, things are expanding very, very nicely in Biscuit Bay. Aha, and I just double checked. Obviously some things have zoned in and we've got the chemical plant. Let's just take a look at our zoning that hadn't zoned in. There we go. A few choice buildings over here as well by the Hotel California Paper Factory. So let's just see that chemical plant. Yeah, that is definitely going to be going over here somewhere as we're slowly building out our port, making it look very, very nice. Do we want that? Ignore this building down here. That can go. I'm just wondering. Yeah, can I move that? I can. Could I just squeeze that over there somewhere? That would be nice. And actually, what's this here? Well, that is a zoned building. I think I've got zoning along here. Have I? No, I haven't. I must have. Yes, I have. Zoning be gone. Thank you very much. And then we take that and just pop that like in there. Or in there. Oh, in there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, this is looking good. So if they're making of the ships and things here, really wish this was animated with ships coming out, but they're in there. Then they're going to need all sorts of things, aren't they? Maybe this sort of plant nearby is making the items they need. And that sounds really good. What have we got? Jobs. 16 jobs. Minerals, crude oil, chemicals. Really need to keep an eye on all of these other items and start tapping into the oil and minerals and things like that in our city that we aren't at the moment. Oh my goodness, what is going on down here? Oh, this will be all the people moving in to our new area. Let's just see if we can just leave this for a second. And if our infrastructure works okay, all of this traffic should just go down. Oh, there we go. Once things got going, that didn't take long at all to go down, considering I don't think we've got any mass transit serving some of these new higher density areas. I think that just shows that our infrastructure is working fantastically well. And just like that, we turned our city into an industrial ecosystem powerhouse. The new factories have the resources they need. The cargo can easily travel around the city by rail, and the thousands of extra workers now have brand new, low-cost homes to move into. Thank you all for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it, because then you'll be able to check out all the new traffic fix videos we've got coming. There's one on the screen as well. Maybe watch that next. I also want to thank all of my patrons. Without you, this just would not be possible. So thank you so much for all of your support, plus an extra special shout out and thank you to my latest 3 new patrons: Jamie Tompkinson, Jeffrey Kimani, and Chris Iron Gamer. It sounds like you might have a YouTube channel. I'll have to have a look. There's a link in the description. You can sign up for free to see what's going on over there and then see what you'd like to do after that. At the moment, 4 members are enjoying. We've got Oxygen Not Included, Timberborn, series on those, and something new may be coming next week. Tap the side of my nose, wink, watch this space. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all very soon for some more Biscuit Bay. I've just realised that actually rhymes, doesn't it? Yeah, I never noticed that before. Okay, bye.